Hello and welcome to episode 27 of Buxton Barrow Man, where I go through Buxton's history and clean up the town at the same time. Today I'll be talking about the history and future of Buxton Museum. The building you see today that is home to Buxton Museum was originally a hotel. Commissioned by Samuel Hyde, a gentleman who specialised in therapy using cold water treatments known as hydrotherapy, Samuel had bought the land from the Duke of Devonshire, and when constructing the hotel, the existing terrace cottages were incorporated into the new building. Now back then, Buxton and the surrounding tourist locations such as Matlock had a huge pull of visitors who were off to the countryside for treatments as well as a holiday, and where better than a hotel that could provide both. And Hyde's Hotel, called Buxton House Hydropathic, opened in 1885. However, it wasn't at all that successful, and a few years later, in 1887, it changed its name to Peak Hydropathic, but still faltered, and so changed hands multiple times during the early 1900s. However, during this time, Hyde somehow managed to raise funds to extend the hotel in 1895, adding the East Wing, which included very large grand ballrooms. The East Wing is currently the Green Man Gallery. In 1915, during the First World War, the hotel became a ward to the Canadian Granville Military Hospital, which was mainly stationed in another hydropathic hotel, the Buxton Hydro, on Broadwalk. Interestingly, one of the doctors who worked in the Peak Hydropathic ward during the Great War was a gentleman named Frederick Banting, and he was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in 1923 as being a co-discoverer of insulin. After the war, the hotel still continued to fail, and eventually the Buxton Corporation purchased most of the building in 1926, and a few years later, in 1928, the town's library and museum were relocated from the town hall into the old hotel, with the museum on the ground floor and the library above. Derbyshire County Council took over the property in 1968, and within 5 years the library moved into the Crescent, and the museum was expanded into the vacant floor, with the main art gallery opening in 1978. I have myself visited the museum many times in my life, and, well, there was no reason not to. It is just as, if not more, accessible than a library. No tickets, only donations, and with fantastic and really high quality displays, especially for a small town museum. But as the locals might know, the museum has been closed for some time now for structural reasons, the same thing that happened to the courthouse located within the same building in 2016. The old hotel has considerable dry rot, and the council have given up with the building. The cost to benefits ratio is severely out of balance in their eyes, and so of May this year the building has been put up for sale. It's a huge loss to Buxton and the museum's 94-year-long history within the same building. However, the council have said they will relocate the museum into an appropriate building, so obviously no big expenditures. So there's two buildings that come to mind that need repurposing, if they're just going to let this one rot with no potential buyers, which I fully expect to happen. The first building is Northwood, annoyingly far out of the town centre, but is a gorgeous old building and has been struggling to get sold, although it might have gone through very recently. I won't go through the history as the building deserves its own video, but I used to go to college here and I know it's a wonderful building ready to be reused. Only issue is its planning permission is strictly educational as it stands. But the second location, a far more reasonable one in terms of location but harder to convert, is Winster Palace on the Springs High Street. Currently the old main entrance is abandoned, and I'm 99% sure the top floors have been left abandoned since ICI left quite some time ago, so it'd be prime to convert the building. It is a beautiful historic structure right in the centre of the tourist path, and I believe from research of the last video the council already own it. But if you've got an opinion where it should go, or if you just want to share some memories, please feel free to comment. And as always, in this video I have cleaned up one full wheelbarrow worth of rubbish off the streets.
I'm a bit daft.
and I was in autopilot and I didn't record it, but as you can see I am filling the bin. It was a full wheelbarrow. That's pretty much it. Hope you've enjoyed, and until next time, ta-ra.